There are quite a lot of teams that we're looking forward to seeing in this new season of Cobra Kai. It has already laid a crazy groundwork for multiple, unlikely team-ups, and the highly anticipated return of the Netflix series will launch the lives of Johnny, Daniel, Miguel, and all the others we love to see. In this video, we'll talk about every new team-up that's been teased for Cobra Kai Season 5. Let's dive in. We'll start off with the Dream Teams. Now, as you must remember, unfortunately for our main character, the fight to take down Cobra Kai didn't go as they planned by the end of Season 4. And despite all the efforts everyone put to win their best against Kreese, they couldn't accomplish what they wanted to. But because their problem was bigger than the differences, we saw that many of the show's key characters put their issues with each other aside and joined hands to beat Cobra Kai. That's the determination we wanted to see from the beginning, and it still wasn't enough. Oh, not to mention those alliances that we saw in Season 4 weren't possible in Season 3. That's what made them so great. Miguel was taken by Daniel under his wing, then Johnny also developed an influence on Sam. Not only that, but Robbie and Dimitri mended their friendship, and Daniel found common ground with Johnny. Cobra Kai fans ate good in the previous season, that's for sure. So now anticipations are high about the new season, and fans are already looking for clues about some new alliances. And not to forget that the show's already teased some of the team-ups. Next up, the father-son duo. Ever since the first season, we've been seeing problems that arise and have stood in the way of Johnny and Robbie having a healthy, normal father-son relationship. Not just that, but their existing issues began even before the show started. And how can we forget the matter of Miguel Diaz? Robbie's jealousy of his friendship with Johnny has been an issue for the two ever since he happened to catch Johnny giving Robbie his karate uniform in Season 1. We saw a positive turning point finally arrive when Bobby lost in the season finale against Hawk, and the patch-up we'd been waiting for so long promised a better dynamic between the father-son duo. We aren't just saying this because it's wishful thinking though. If you've watched the trailer, you'll see a glimpse into what's going to happen between them. The teaser trailer showed the two of them on a road trip to Mexico. Now if they end up tricking us into believing something else while the reality will be totally different in the show, we're going to be very angry because we deserve to see Johnny and Robbie team up. But if this is true and we're going to be getting this duo, it'll be for the first time that we'll see them on the same side. And hold your horses, this also doesn't mean that their goals will necessarily be completely aligned. They're still two very different people who haven't seen eye to eye in the last 4 seasons, so let's not forget that. And the trailer also reveals that Johnny has apparently taken Robbie on a trip without letting him know about his plan to bring Miguel back. And while Miguel's the one person that Robbie's had a grudge against since the very beginning. Oh, and this isn't going to end well. We can already see it. So while the two of them will be teaming up at the start of the season, it doesn't look like their new bond will survive Johnny's deception. Then we have Daniel and Chosen. Well, this is the most talked about and the most anticipated team up for Cobra Kai, and for good reason. We all remember the twist that had us at the edge of our seats at the end of Season 3 when Chosen was brought back to the valley. Now as the main characters for Season 5, apparently, Daniel is now prepared to work with the guy that was the actual villain in Karate Kid Part 3. And it didn't just come to him to forgive and forget everything though. He saw that Chosen wasn't the guy that he used to be, and his mission to destroy Cobra Kai's hold over the valley is bigger than his old rivalry. Pretty mature of Daniel, we must say. If it were us, we wouldn't be so forgiving, that's for sure. And it isn't like Daniel hasn't teamed up with former rival before, but with Chosen, the alliance dynamics are bound to be very different, and we can't wait to see what these two can do together. With his years of careful training, Chosen obviously brings a lot to the table and is regarded by almost all of the fans of the show to be the biggest threat to Terry Silvers. Why wouldn't the fans think that? He's the only one who even slightly appears to be on the same level as Silver's fighting skills, and given that he's sure to have ideas that don't sit well with Daniel, there's a huge likelihood that he can appeal to possible students in a way that Daniel can't. He has persuasion skills too, for sure, and his skills might also impress the students. Like Tori, for example. He may not see Daniel as a mentor, but Chosen, with his more aggressive approach, could be what Miyagi-Do needs to bring her into the fold. Now, let's talk about Miguel and Robbie. Yes, that's the one we're most excited about. As you know, Robbie and Miguel aren't exactly the best of friends, and that's putting it lightly. Miguel is Robbie's biggest rival, and the two haven't been on friendly terms. But Cobra Kai Season 5 should change this. Your eyebrows are raised, aren't they? Let's come back to Mexico tease we talked about at the beginning of this video. It may set up not one, but 2 new character pairings. We already know about Johnny and Robbie, but what about Miguel and Robbie? Wouldn't that just be amazing? Sure, the teaser concentrated on their conflict and the inevitable fight that'll play out between them when they get back home, but the way their story is going, a team up isn't too far off. And it doesn't matter if it's by choice or not, it's bound to happen. The footage that showed the fighting also confirmed that the 3 of them, Johnny, Miguel, and Robbie, aren't going to get out of Mexico without a fight. This also opens up the possibility that Miguel and Robbie will have to fight side by side, even if it's for a short time. Oh, but don't be disheartened. If we're saying that it's going to be short, it doesn't mean that it'll be their only team up. It's very possible that whatever team up they experience in Mexico could ultimately lead to an understanding and maybe, just maybe, even a moment where they finally become allies against Cobra Kai. But remember, it looks like they'll have at least one more fight before the the two can finally reach that point we've been waiting for. So it's gonna be a long wait. Next up, we have the villains team up. Alright, we know we'll be seeing some protagonists team up. They're hinted at throughout Season 4 and the teaser for Season 5. While we're very happy about that, there's something that you gotta be aware of. If we're getting hero team ups, the problem is that there will be team ups on the villain side as well. Let's not forget in Season 4, when Kreese reuniting with Terry Silver turned out to be a winning combination for the Cobra Kai dojo. See, this season also doesn't hold back, and it's possible we might see a team up of two villains from Karate Kid Part 3. The dangerous Terry Silver and Mike Barnes team up. Terry Silver is shaking hands with Mike Barnes. Even though Mike Barnes isn't a confirmed Season 5 character, he was teased in the Season 4 finale. When Kreese was arrested on the false assault charge, Silver claimed he would call in a friend or two to help run the dojo. We're pretty sure this was a reference to Mike Barnes, who was the professional fighter Silver hired to make sure he got his revenge against Daniel and Mr. Miyagi in the third movie. Based on that comment, there's a very good chance Barnes will arrive in Cobra Kai Season 5 to join forces with his old employer. And why wouldn't he be sought? He was madly skilled, and it would be perfect if Silver went with him again. After all, Mike Barnes proved that even though he lost, he was still a better fighter than Daniel. And if that's not a motivator for Silver to pay for his services a second time, then we don't know what is. And not only did Cobra Kai set the stage for the appearance of Mike Barnes, but they also made his character a kind of necessary thing in the next season. It took just one episode, and Silver lost three major characters: Kreese, Robbie, and Tori. And now that Kreese is officially exited from Cobra Kai, Robbie's on good terms with Johnny, and it looks like it's only a matter of time that Tori leaves as well. It'd make a lot of sense for Silver to bring in Barnes. He wouldn't want to slow down the momentum of the dojo. And this is why we think Mike Barnes is going to come in Season 5 as Silver's chief ally in Season 5, and his answers to Daniel's team up with Chosen. And that's it from our side today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or thoughts about all the new team ups that are tested for Cobra Kai Season 5, comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.